Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's a rainy day today. It's cold. It's a rainy, cold morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Up and Adam, honey. Let's go bake the donuts, baby. Let's go bake the donuts, baby. Let's go bake the donuts, baby. Let's go bake them donuts, honey. Let's go bake the donuts, baby. I know you see the police car coming and you're still driving, you idiot. And you're still moving, you loser. Let's go after them. Let's go bake the donuts, baby. Good morning. How are you, Antonio? Hi, good morning. Thank you for coming by today. I got my coffee. I'm in a great mood, y'all. I'm happy to be out the house. Happy to be headed to work to go get some money. Yeah. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. Y'all doing up early today? Everybody headed to work, huh? You gonna go bake your donuts as well? Let me know in the comments if you're baking your donuts this morning. Y'all remember when Dunkin' Donuts used to bake their own donuts inside the store? Like now they get them from another source. So, but remember when Dunkin' Donuts used to be like you could smell the donuts? We don't have that anymore. We don't have those experiences anymore. Anything natural, they don't want anything natural to exist. Everything has to be manufactured. Good morning. I know I look this, but I don't care. I don't look this way when I go to work, so don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. I don't look this way when I go to work, okay? I put on a little makeup, take my scarf off. I got my hair back in a pony. I made some coffee at home because I'm like, no, I'm not stopping in the Wawa today where there's billions and millions of people trampling over you. So many people in Wawa. So here we go. Good morning. I'm my own coffee. We're going to make the donuts this morning. We're going to make the donuts this morning. I don't want to make donuts, but I surely would like to smell some. I'm not a good baker, by the way. I'm not a good baker. I don't bake well. But I can bake like a sweet potato pie. I can make a peach cobbler well. But I'm not good at baking cakes very well. I guess if I practice and everything. But you know, when you practice and bake goods, you don't want to waste your ingredients off practicing. So, but I can bake a sweet potato pie like nobody's business. And I can make a nice little peach cobbler for Thanksgiving for my family. I can do that really well. I got those recipes down pat, but I'm not good at baking cakes. I could bake a pie pretty good. Like even if I had to make an apple pie, I could probably do it well. But a peach cobbler, I could do it well. Peach cobbler ain't nothing but a peach pie, but it's just like a deeper thing going on. But I love me a peach cobbler, man. I haven't had peach cobbler in like what 2 years. Last time I made peach cobbler, I think it was like 2024, Thanksgiving of 2024. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. I slept well. I had a dream last night, and to think about it now, I don't even remember what it was. I remember the dream a little bit when I woke up, but the dream was crazy. I don't even remember what it was about, but I know it was a wild one. And it's so funny. I really didn't start dreaming until I got to this house. And some of my dreams have been kind of not good dreams. I guess it's just to me in those type of dreams that aren't like good dreams, it's God's way of just telling me to continue to keep myself covered and protect myself because it's warfare out here. We're living in spiritual warfare every single day, and you got to watch your back. You got to stay prayed up. Pray to God that He will protect you and guide your steps. That's what I have to continue to keep praying every single day, that I'm covered. Good morning. How are you, WW Show? Yeah. The best Dunkin' Donuts was the ones that they used to bake their own donuts, like right there. But it's not like that no more. So I get my donut if I want a donut, and I do like nice pastries and everything. I get mine from ShopRite. ShopRite has really good they have a really good bakery, and they have a baker. They have bakers on site, and they bake donuts at ShopRite. So I love ShopRite pastries. They said that they have good donuts at like Whole Foods and stuff. I never went to Whole Foods, but maybe on my next day off, I go to Whole Foods and see what they got going on. One of my favorite cakes that they have at ShopRite is not the Deshleshe. I like that too, but it's a strawberry. What's the name of it? I forget the name of Chantilly. Oh, the ShopRite Chantilly cakes is so yummy, so good. So I get those from ShopRite sometimes, and sometimes at ShopRite you can get the Chantilly cakes. You can get them kind of cut in half, and then you can either buy a whole one. I really don't buy a whole cake because I can't eat it on my own. I wouldn't even try to eat a whole cake like that on my own, but I will buy a half a cake. And I haven't bought one lately, but the Chantilly cakes. I don't know if you guys ever had the Chantilly cakes, but happy 1st of March. It's March 3rd today. I gotta pay my car insurance. I gotta pay my car insurance, and I don't want to. It's so expensive. I don't even want to talk about bills, but I didn't get up early to do yoga, so I have been stretching for sure. But no yoga today. I'll just go back into that tomorrow. But it's called Chantilly cake. Chantilly. The Chantilly cake is good, honey. I love it. But I haven't had one in a good while. Sometimes you can go to ShopRite and get like a slice of the Chantilly cake, or sometimes you can go get either a slice, you can get a half, or you can get a whole cake. Whole Foods donuts are they not that good, really? Oh, okay. Somebody told me so Whole Foods is good. But you know what? Somebody told me the Whole Foods Chantilly cake. I don't know if you ever had a Chantilly cake, but Chantilly cake is a beautiful cake, but it's like a mush, it's like a spongy kind of cake, but it has strawberries and stuff on it, and it has this beautiful soft whipped cream on it, like this cream, whatever. I can't explain it, but maybe one day I'll give you better details. But it's a nice cake. But ShopRite has them, and they're so good. So Whole Foods, somebody did say the Chantilly cake at Whole Foods is good, but I don't remember people saying too much about the donuts and stuff. They said the bakery is good, but I don't know. I would have to go in there and figure out, see for myself. But do Whole Foods have? I think they said Whole Foods has a bakery in there. But one of my best bakeries is a bakery that my family has been going to since we were like kids, right? It's in a town not too far from mine, but they have a very good bakery. I wonder if they're still the same. Maybe one day I'll take a trip out there and get me like a donut and see if like anything's changed. This is a really amazing bakery. It's probably about an hour from me, but it's so good. But I wonder if they're still the same. I'm gonna have to look at the website and see. Sometimes all you gotta do is really look at the websites and look at like the reviews and everything. But most of the time, you can't really go by a review because everybody has different feelings on something. It might be something that you like that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? You can't really go by a review. I figure when it's something that you can eat on or whatever, you have to go by your own experience. Or even if it's something that you don't have to eat, you got to go by your own experience. Don't go by what everybody else is saying because you might like it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I live my life off of. my experience and how I feel, how I like it. You know what I'm saying? You may not like it, but I may like it. So we can't always go by what the reviews are saying because people still might like something, you know? But a busy packed week for me. Of course, it's always busy and packed. I'm ready for some nice warm days so I can go do my soap. I just got to get into it. All I have to do is make them. I did find some soap that I had in my car inside one of my bags, and I went back there in my trunk area. I was like, this is what I've been looking for. So I found some of my soaps that I'm able to shower with. That should be enough soap for me to shower until I'm able to make some new soap for everybody that I'm going to be able to put on my website again. So and that's going to be amazing when I'm able to start my soap business again and get that off the ground. That'll be another stream of income for me so that I can get me an apartment at some stage. At some stage in 2026. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. At some stage in 2026, I want to be able to find me a place, get a condo, something. So that's what I'm working on. And it's hard. It's hard when you lose things. It's hard when you get evictions and everything. It's not easy. But you can't really even go register to get an apartment unless you have money to back it up, especially when you're a single person. If I come into something and I was like married or had a husband, chances are he's either making good enough money for both of us or we're both working. And most people will let you in when you have another person with you or even a roommate. But most of the time, if you're married, they look at you more pliable than someone like a single person like myself. So, yeah. God is good though. I got some avocados. I don't have no boiled eggs today because I didn't get up early. I was in my sleep. I had a dream. I kind of remember what the dream was when I woke up. I was having some kind of like back and forth with one of my ex-boyfriends that I was dating in high school. Me and his mom got into it. I'm always getting into it with somebody, right? So me and her was having like a fight. We weren't like physically fighting, but we were having some type of disagreement inside the stream. And I remember it was kind of almost like me and my roommate falling out, but it was me and my ex-boyfriend that I dated in high school. It was me and his mom having a falling out. So I forget what it was about, but it was crazy. It was like I had a few different dreams inside it at one time. But you know, you can have a dream, right? So when you're in the dream could be so long and drawn out. But when you wake up, you've about only probably been in that dream for like 5 minutes. Because the dream looks so real when you're in it, and it just feels so real. And sometimes, have y'all even noticed about dreams? Like, it's so much going on in the dream, but you never see yourself because you're in the dream. So it's like I'm watching the dream. That's so weird. Dreams are weird. Like, I don't understand. It's weird, and dreams can be creepy because sometimes they could be like a creepy dream that's going to come to your mind, but it could be so strange, very strange. I remember one time, I had my own apartment and I had a dream that I had like a whole bunch of money. Like it was just all this money around me. I forget what was going on, but I know I was wealthy in this dream. I woke up and none of that money was there. Oh my God. I was so freaking mad. Oh my Lord. I was upset. I was so freaking upset. I was so angry. I was so angry. I was not happy about that. Not happy. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to 15 people. Thank you for the 3 people that gave me a thumbs up. If you guys have not thumbs me up yet, can you give me a thumbs up, please? Pretty please. I hate when people pull up side like their car beside you and they just turn around and stare at you like they're staring. That just annoys me. 13. I can get 13 thumbs up from everybody. Only got 3. Come on, guys. Support the channel. Support the channel. If you guys want to share it out to someone who may need it. If you guys do not know my story, please go back and check out some of my older videos. I used to be homeless. I used to be living inside my car. I stayed with roommates. I stayed with family. It didn't work out. Every time I stayed with someone, it never worked out. I ended up getting put out in the streets. I stayed in a homeless shelter for about, I stayed in two different homeless shelters for about almost 5 months. And homeless shelters, they only allow you to stay in homeless shelters for like a certain amount of time, sometimes 60 days, sometimes 90 days. The first shelter I was in, I stayed in for like 2 months. They kicked me out. I did something I wasn't supposed to do. This is what I did when I was in the homeless shelter. I took a picture of this lady, and this lady was on drugs, right? She was a fiend. She was fiend out. She was tweaking out in the middle of the floor at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I took a picture of her, and I wanted to show it I wanted it to be my proof of, she needs to go to rehab or whatever, whatever. So somehow somebody must have saw me take a picture of this woman, and they told on me, and that's how I got kicked out the shelter. So I don't know how they got the picture or how they saw it, but I didn't put it on social media or anything. I didn't do anything to like try to. I didn't laugh at her. It wasn't funny, but I was just upset that you would have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 in the morning to use the bathroom, and you have this lady in the middle of the floor tweaking out. I don't, I didn't, that wasn't funny to me. I didn't make fun of her or anything like that. I didn't share it. I didn't do any of that. I just pretty much had it in my phone, but I think somebody found out that I took a picture of this woman, and I didn't go to anybody and laugh or make fun of her or anything like that. I just was like, yo, if she's in a shelter like this, a shelter is made for people that need shelter. A shelter is not a drug rehab or anything or a detox center. That's not what it is. It's not a detox center. A shelter is not a drug haven or a detox center or a hub for people that need to get clean. A shelter is for people that need shelter and that's looking for shelter and looking to better their lives, and whatever they lost, they trying to get it together. When you go to a shelter, you try to get help, but most of the times the shelters are almost ran like prisons, and most people don't give a damn about you when you're in the shelter. So, and I'm not saying that they're supposed to care, but I'm just saying honest decency, like treating somebody decent is not like far fetched. It shouldn't be far fetched in someone's life to just treat somebody like a human being. But a shelter is almost ran like a prison, so that pretty much sucks. My shelter experience was terrible. Both of them was terrible. But the second shelter, like when I got put out of the shelter, they wanted me to leave on a Sunday. They were saying, because it was a Saturday night when I came home from work, the lady was there, and she was like, oh yeah, we got to put you out because you're not supposed to take pictures of other people. They really could have just covered me and said, you know what, just don't do that again. We know there's some stuff going on inside this place, but you're not supposed to take pictures of people, whatever, whatever. Left that at that. But she told me, oh, tomorrow you have to leave. So that was a Sunday. It was a Saturday night when she had told me I could leave by Sunday. She did give me another night, but I'm like this. I'm like, listen, if somebody putting me out of somewhere, I'm not going to wait till the last minute to leave. I'm leaving right away. So I was like, you know what? I'll leave tonight. She was like, okay. I'm like, okay. So I went down to my car, got some more of my bags. I was already ready. Like wherever I go, I never get too comfortable, like place all my clothes in the drawer or get my stuff in bins, because you just don't never know when you're in a shelter, you're in a homeless situation, how long it's going to last. So I never I never got comfortable. I will never get comfortable anywhere except if it's something that got my name on it, my deed to a house or a lease to an apartment or something. I'm never getting comfortable because everything when you're homeless in a situation is temporary. A temporary situation when you're homeless and kind of living out on the streets, everything's temporary. Nothing lasts long. So I just didn't have all my stuff. I used to carry a gym bag every day back and forth. The only thing I kept at the shelter was my blankets for my bed. And that's it. I didn't keep no shoes there. I didn't keep nothing there. So I was cool with that. So the night that she told me to leave, and she was a nasty, disgusting counselor. Nasty. All of them women in that shelter are nasty. They two-faced. They all got nasty, crappy attitudes. And they wonder why people be cursing them out and doing all these things. And see, the staff members look at the people that's homeless and we ain't nothing anyway. We lost our apartment. And I'm not saying you have to have sympathy for me, but just treat somebody with dignity. That's all people be wanting, to be treated with some respect. And yeah, there are some people that come in the shelter wanting to cuss staff out and do all this stuff, but most of those staff deserve it. Most of them deserve that behavior because they're nasty and they don't know how to treat people. The attitudes at that mission, that rescue mission, is supposed to be a Christian-based shelter, and there's nothing Christian about that place. They're not helping people. They probably help the men downstairs, the pedophiles, be getting more help than single moms that's trying to get back to their kids. Regardless of what you think about my situation, I don't care what you think about my situation. It's all what I'm doing for myself. I don't have my hand out asking people for money. I don't have my hand out doing anything. I'm just simply trying to dig myself out of my situation that I created. I created my own hell, and I'm going to get myself out of this. I created my own hell. I'm going to get myself out. But along the way of people trying to clean up their life, they don't deserve to be treated like garbage by anybody. But that's what the shelter do. They treat you like garbage. They talk down to you. They treat you like, because they know if you get smart with them or whatever, they could just tell you, you need to pack your bags and leave. And whatever the shelter staff say is what everybody believes. And since when I went in there and I had a job, I was useless to the shelter because the shelter life, they want you to be down bad. If you're on emergency assistance, they help you even more when you're not working. So since the fact that I had a job and I had to leave the shelter every day to go to work and I had a car and everything, they don't want you to be independent. They want you to depend on the government, get that check because they get a portion of your money. They get some of your money. And they think people stupid enough don't know. You just read between the lines. Read between the lines. Read between them lines, honey. Read between the lines. And how are you? So the shelter experience was definitely devastating, Brian. It was devastating. And the shelter staff didn't know that we knew that they were stealing. They steal stuff, donations that come in. They stealing, taking stuff home to their family. All that type of ghetto stuff. That's what the staff were doing. And they had the nerve to kick me out over a picture of a woman that's on drugs. When all they should do is tell the woman that's on drugs, hey, let's try to get you into a rehab or something. You know what I'm saying? Let's get you an outpatient something is to try to help her out. They did nothing. They would see her high every night and people would complain about it and the staff would turn their head. Oh, if I don't see her doing it, then it didn't happen. Just ghetto stuff. Ghetto stuff. And they wonder why they get cursed out all the time. They wonder why people disrespect them. Especially homeless people, drug addicts, the people that they look down on. My case has nothing to do with drugs. And no, I don't think I'm better than anybody that's on drugs. If you're on drugs, hey, I'm hoping and praying that you can get yourself cleaned up. That's a tough journey for anybody to be on, but everybody has a different story. And if you don't want to help somebody, don't apply to work in no shelter. If you want to treat people like crap, don't apply to work for a shelter. But I know how that energy could be at the job when people's negative, nasty attitudes, it rubs off on the next person. I know how that works because it happens at my job. That negative energy that people put out at work, it'll rub off on the next person. And then they'll treat you like crap until they find their marriage is destroyed and they're out in the streets. You know, because everybody that's married think that they're safe. Everyone that's married think that they're covered until they find their husband in the bed with another man. So everybody thinks they're safe. All these women that think that, you know, the women that are married and the ones that are in these long-term relationships think that they're safe. People crack me up, man. I've been through hell, man. But I'm getting myself out on my own. Thank God that I opened up a YouTube channel because my YouTube channel has reached so many people and so many people come to me and say, oh my God, I'm here now. I'm in the same situation as you. Or, oh, I've been there before. I lived in transitional housing before. So back to the story of that nappy head staff kicking me out. So I left. I left the same night. So I rolled up my bed and left, right? And when I came back upstairs, I went to my car to do something. So I came back upstairs. And I go over to the office, and guess what I hear in the office? I hear a whole bunch of nappy head women. All they doing in there is laughing. One lady used to always wear a really nappy head wig, a nappy, disgusting nappy wig with hairballs in it. They in the office laughing. They in the office having a good old time. And I'm not even saying that they're laughing at me, but if you putting somebody out in the streets, you shouldn't be in the office laughing. At least have some respect for them and just be silent until that person leaves. But though all those nappy heads, they was in the office laughing as if it was funny. And I'm not even saying that they was laughing at me, but that was unprofessional of them to even sit there and be in the office laughing when they know they putting somebody out in the middle of the streets. They're laughing like it was funny. And I know I'm gonna run into somebody again out in the streets at some point in time. And thank God that I'm not a violent person because I know where some of y'all live at. Half of y'all live in that same area that y'all work in the shelter. I come back upstairs to get my bed, and I go over to the office, and all the staff they in the office laughing, having a good old time after putting somebody out in the street. After telling me to leave, they in the office chopping it up, laughing like something funny. Yeah, that's what they were doing. So I was like, oh wow. So I was emotional. I had some tears in my eyes, and then when I went to my car and drove away, I was emotional because I was crying because I was like, oh my God. And that night, I went and slept in my car. I don't know where I went. That night, I slept in my car, and I slept in my car for the 3 nights after that. I stayed in my car for like 3 or 4 nights, and thank God it was. I think it was summertime, or no, it was going into the fall season, so it was getting a little chilly outside. But I still stayed in my car for like 3 or 4 days. Stayed in my car for 3 or 4 days. Called another shelter because I know how to go get where I need to get. Called another local shelter and said, "Hey, I'm homeless. Y'all got a place for me?" But when I went to the second shelter, I lied because it was a shelter that wasn't in the same county. Because if you're not in that county, a lot of people don't really want to deal with you if you're not a part of their county. So I called this other shelter that was in a whole nother county, and I said, "Listen, I'm homeless. I need a bed." Girl, they let me come in. They was like, "When can you come?" And I was actually at work the day that they told me I could come, and I had all my stuff in the car, blankets, everything, ready to go to the next location because I know how to move, right? So went to the next location, and that shelter was a mess too. It was a little bit better than the one I came from in certain ways. There was some discrepancies between the both, but the second shelter was a little bit more like non-conservative. The first shelter was a little bit more on the conservative side. This shelter was a little bit more free balling. You know what I'm saying? You kind of just judgment is amazing. Um, the second shelter was a little bit more free ball. You're kind of just free to be. And that shelter was filled with single moms. They had single families, and they had men, and then they had single women. And that was an experience because my first night there, they put me in a room that had mothers with screaming babies. They had crying babies. They put me in a room that had two moms. One of the moms had one kid, and the other mom had like 5 or 6 children. So they were nice. The first night, everybody was okay. But I stayed in that room for like a week, maybe a week and a half. Didn't they get up and say, "Oh, you wasn't supposed to be in that room. You were supposed to be in the room with the single ladies." I'm like, "Yeah, of course. I'm a single woman. I don't have any children attached to me. So yeah, I should be in the room. You shouldn't put a mother, a strange person off the streets. This is how much these shelters be caring about people. You should never put a single person in a room with families that have children because you don't know what kind of person I am. You don't know what I got going on in my head. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to start something or have anything going on. I may hate kids or I might have something going on that hasn't been brought to the limelight yet. So to me, that's a setup. Never put a single person in the room with people that got families. You know what I'm saying? And the mothers really never left the kids alone with me anyway. But there was a few times that some of the moms did walk out and left the kids with me in the room by themselves. I'm saying, thank God I wasn't like a perv or anything. that hated kids or whatever. But I stayed in that room with those moms for like 7 days. 7 days a week. And the room smelled like because I think that they had like a diaper genie in there. And y'all know diaper genies. I hate diaper genies. I don't know why diaper genies even exist. But they had a diaper genie in the room, and the room smelled like urine. The room just smelled like either somebody pissed the beds or it just smelled disgusting. But there was nothing I could do. I'm homeless. You know what I'm saying? There was really nothing I could do about the room smelling of urine. I just had to make sure I had sheets and stuff to cover my bed, and a little mattress cover. I put that on there as well to cover everything, and I made the best of it. I made the best of my situation. So I after for like 2 months, and they were telling me I had to leave by February 1st. I was getting evicted because they were saying, well, you only can stay here for 2 months, and they gave me a paper, and the paper was basically telling me I had to leave because this is the only time that we're giving you here. So some shelters just give you a certain amount of time to get it together. But when you had an eviction and everything on your record, it's not going to be easy to just find an apartment. Like to move into an apartment where I live, you're probably going to need about $4,000 to $5,000. And that's just to get in the door. First and last month's rent. You're going to need almost $4,000 to $5,000 to move into an apartment. If you're like a single person on your own, you're going to need about that much money. And that's a lot of money for one person that's not really making good money at her job to try to come up with. You know what I'm saying? So, but it can happen. Like you can do it. Like I can do it, and I'm doing it. But it takes a lot of time. Like it could take years. I've been in this for 2 years, and it could take years for you to rebuild your life again. Especially if things are the only thing that's holding me back is finances. I'm not really too worried about the fact that I had an eviction. I'm not worried about that.